carry.
Someone else stood up. Everybody's standing up.
Everybody's standing up. We did not.
Everybody's standing up.
No way, right? No way.
Okay.
No way. He's back.
To put it out there, some signature heroes have been picked on both sides. Will we see another one from Smart Omega? But yes, Chaknu gets his Kufra.
Can I just say, it's so good.
Yeah, I feel like he's happier with his signature pick.
Against the Fanny, good luck.
Yeah, rather than Ryzen is happy with the Fanny he picked.
And what do we got?
Okay.
Bruno.
Got it. We got it.
Okay.
67%. I swear. Something is wrong with the...
We saw one win streak broken in the previous series during Clash of Titans. And now will TNC do it here against Smart Omega?
Yeah. Keep in mind, by the way, TNC's playoffs conditions are starting to thin out, so they really, really need this win too. Checking it out, we have obviously the fighter emblems.
He's so aggressive in his emblems.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to win that gold lane.
Look at him. I mean, you get why he extends so far into the lane. You also have Chaknu just covering for you, so let's see how it goes.
Yep, very high. Lifo going over the TNC.
Uh-oh.
Okay, 3 Mar has to flicker out of that. Ryzen flying back in. Won't actually find a kill just yet, but yeah, they just exchanging blows here.
Yep, so whole lot of action looking like it's going to happen there. Up in that first... Oh, never mind! Whoa!
Oh, Chaknu blocking Ryzen! That's the Mamba!
And that's why you get the Kufra into the Fanny.
What do you do if you're a Fanny, man? It's a bouncing ball. You can't push it. You can't damage it. You can't go near it.
Yeah. You can't cable through him.
Oh,
you know?
Man.
Again, this is going to be tougher for Ryzen. He might have to default to that playstyle that he used against Aurora. He might be in that position where eventually, if he gets too far behind, let's say another death, then he's going to find himself in a tough situation. Let's take a look at Chaknu. This is why the Kufra. Look at him. He's played it 25 times.
Whoa.
He's won 18, 72%. There's a different percentage.
Finally, right?
Yeah.
And it's such a high win rate.
Yeah. There's a reason why. Again, some of his most iconic plays were on that hero. Turtle's up though, so TNC has a very minor lead, very minor control right now. But Netsky is pretty dominant in this lane, at least for now, against Benny Cutie. You'll have the buffs being focused by both junglers, and then they'll go for these the turtle take.
Yeah, Ryzen's trying to rush this as much as he can, because obviously there's going to be a lot more time to get bought here. Omega. Whoa.
That was...
Flicker was used from Chaknu there.
Yeah, now he doesn't have a way out of this, but Perceiva might just get punished through the real world manipulation here, already using his Revitalize as well.
Oh man, TNC just... That was all sloppy. I mean, they should probably just back off of this. I'm not sure if they really want to commit to it. Omega knows this. They'll go ahead and take their time. Yeah. So a bit of a reset happening here. Zyda's actually going to go and start up the turtle, though. So Chaknu just now hitting that level 4.
All right.
Charging in.
Finds James, uses the ultimate on him. Zyda's revenge, but then Ryzen trying to go for Zyda. Unsuccessful in finding a target. Now who is the retry battle? It's going to be Ryzen still. And they will go for the disengage.
Very smart for Chaknu to go for the knock-up here. I also noticed the moment his rage actually just went online, he used it immediately.
Yep.
So he really was trying to focus as much of his aggression on the Ryzen. It just so happened that Ryzen just was able to find that small window where the ball is in the ground.
Yeah.
Or sorry, in the air. And then he was able to basically cut out of it.
Yeah, it was also, it came down to just being able to utilize that retribution too. So nonetheless, pretty much even across the board though, TNC with that early first blood that did go in the hands of Chaknu. Right now too, you're gonna have to keep an eye on the gold lane, how that plays out. You know, how fast Netsky scales up, because again, this is a Bruno, as we know, as we saw so much back even in the M6 when Bruno really popped off. You know, he just needs maybe 2 items at most to really start to feel that damage. Not only that, but he's also just such a bruiser in terms of taking down the turrets if he needs to, and he's going to be well protected. So Netsky also running with the Purify will definitely be relying on that positioning, but then this damage that Bruno packs here.
Yeah, and the damage is just going to be going up and up, especially now that no one's actually ganking on bottom side for like the past how many minutes. So Netsky should be pretty happy with that. again, they don't need to win each and every fight, but if Netsky's alive, they're good.
Okay, could Changno get punished here? Might not be the case. Spread by 3 more, but inside Horizon's actually after. Worldy and the real world manipulation used onto him. Barely gets away. Now Changno with the Tyrant's Revenge and the Tyrant's Rage onto Bingwin, but the follow-up damage is not enough too.
I'm so surprised Perxiva even held on to the Revitalize, seeing his jungler at literally 1 HP. That's discipline right there.
Yeah, and trust.
Yeah.
What an amazing... literally 1 HP, I think.
Yeah.
Literally. So that's pretty amazing. And I think we're seeing here Omega starting to feel more comfortable with what they're drafting. This does feel like they have a good grasp of when they need to start off. Don't forget, Big Game James is also just a big win condition that might be underlooked here if you're TNC.
Yeah, look at his positioning right now, too. In position. Ryzen is just doing his thing.
Look at that macro.
Should just be a turtle. Going over to TNC, though, so we've seen this happen before. They'll trade it. Turret push for the turtle. Doesn't go down just yet, but Ryzen will also go ahead and take some resources from the jungle as well.
On the other side, it's also, but don't forget, NQD is also definitely undisturbed here.
Changno!
Changno finding three! Tyrant's Rage onto multiple members of Smart Omega, but they counter with the final slash, and now is James isolated, uses the flicker to get away. There goes the grab. He uses it onto Perxiva, but they can't just seem to find a kill. Omega, they're all still alive!
Oh, 3-Mar flickers out, but he's gonna get dragged back to his death. Mingwen will pick up that one.
Oh!
Wow,
Damn.
even with that great setup, man, it wasn't enough.
These shots are starting to hurt, man. Netsky's shots here are definitely contributing a majority of the damage. And I'm surprised at how early that's actually happening. But obviously, it's all up to that juggling as well. James, he has made some pretty risky plays, but that one was so scary to play. He basically went into the real world. He was fearless in that last one, so that's why they actually didn't go down.
Yeah, great coverage here too. You can see. Oh, whoa, Perks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, still alive. Oh no, deadly magic.
Nah.
We'll take him out. Meanwhile,
Oh
Ryzen.
man, Ryzen. We saw this happen before.
This is what I was saying. You know, if he can't find kills, although he found pretty much a solo kill into the tier 1 turret earlier on, you have to keep tabs on him. He's gonna push down your turrets on the other side of the map.
Maybe that's what's so different about Ryzen's Fanny.
Yeah.
Doesn't really carry a sword. Carries a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Takes out those turrets.
And it's great. You need to adapt on the fly because you know that there's a Kufra when there's a team fight. So you might want to avoid that.
True. Why force it?
For now.
Okay, picks up a Malefic Roar. Again, he can pretty much pick up one of these targets and burst someone down with the blade. Oh no. Let's see what's used. Okay, they'll spawn out Ryzen.
He says, hey, you haven't been going to my ball. I guess that's how Kufra talks.
I was gonna say
Sorry.
voice lines. All right, last turtle. Omega's got control of it. They'll secure it very quickly. So 2 turtles in favor of Omega. They find themselves 2,500 gold up as well. This time, Netsky, all this time is pretty much built up to where this power spike starts to come into play. He's got his Hostiles and Berserker's Fury. So that's what I was talking about. And you can already see some of the damage that he's able to do, especially if a fight is going to break out. They are just in their own version of let's stay together and take what we can from the jungle of TNC.
Yep. And literally now you're seeing it. They're taking away what they can, forcing out the real world from Lancia already. I guess in a way denying entry, but Omega are still gonna try and go for it. Still Zydas gets it though.
Yeah, and also forcing a flicker out of 3-Mar. You know, those small things, those small movements
They add up.
Omega is doing, yeah, they're really adding up here.
Yeah. So they still they'll play the map. They're really protecting Netsky. And he'll start to knock down on this tier 2 turret in the bottom lane. Chakti's gonna have to try to help do something about it. We'll see a rotate happen down here, but look at Ryzen again, where he is on this side of the map. Oh, might initiate a fight.
3-Mar, can he find Mingwen here? Gets knocked up by the Lantern Flare, but doesn't find enough stacks.
Well, again, while all that's happening, Ryzen
Gets the shield.
literally
Wow.
up in the shield
9 minutes.
so early on.
That is going to be a problem, and this is why we've been saying that repeatedly for TNC. They're so hyper-focused on where the rest of Smart Omega is that I don't know who's going to be that guy to control Ryzen pushing on the opposite end of the map, especially, you know, when the Lord comes up. At least it's there on the top side. for this first Lord, but so far they're losing the space advantage to just Smart Omega pushing.
For the meantime, I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt with the TNC. They maybe don't want to commit more plays until Benny Cutie is actually ready to join them. And that's a valid gameplay, as long as you don't get too far behind, which is the biggest problem here for TNC. It feels like that goal lead is starting to gallop into really uncomfortable territory. Maybe the carry versus Bruno matchup might just go, you know, on the hands of Omega just because of sheer item difference.
Yeah, at least now he's not that far. I think he's at most
one item,
500 or 600 gold
behind
Netsky.
Probably.
So he's still able to, I think, especially now that they have just so much more resources coming their way. But it seems like Omega have found a target. It's going to be 3-Mar bursted down first. That's going to be a kill for Mingwin right before this objective. Perxiva already down to half HP, but it's going to be okay. Not unless...
Conceal.
Yep, he used the conceal. Oh, they're going for Ryzen.
Ryzen's very low. Can he still resume and go for the contest on the Retribution? Chapno already bursted down and Ryzen finally takes the objective. Mingwin, Kapitan Mingwin on a double kill on this Juicin too.
Can I just say that was very indecisive here of TNC. I saw Benny close by. I saw Lancey close by.
Yeah.
They basically left Chaknu out to dry in that last one.
Yeah.
I don't know how the comms broke down on that one.
I hate to say it, man, but TNC is playing game one pretty sloppy. From just throughout this game, it just doesn't seem like they're connected on what they want to do. Some of the decision making that you're seeing them make across the map, but even in these team fights, it's just not there. And right now, Smart Omega knocking on the base turrets. Chaknu.
Oh, flicker from Chaknu. He finds a target, but I don't think that's the target you want. It's actually Perxiva. One of the tankiest heroes here for Smart Omega. Now there goes the real world from Lancey. They get to find one. Perxiva brought in under the turret, and Benny Cutie picks up a kill.
Right, finally. Benny Cutie's actually doing it now. He does have the damage to break through. He just needs to find that ISO that, and you know, Chaknu in fairness is trying to give that isolation in to him, but it's just not really, we're not quite there yet for the rest of the members.
Yeah, even if they get through, you know, if they get one person down and it's Perxiva, it's not that big of a loss for Smart Omega. You know, he is on this high-lows. He's been utilizing his Glorious Pathway and the Revitalize so well. And on top of it all, the main problem is the stacks that Mingwin's getting. You know, Sky Piercer on this Jushin, sitting at 4-0. And if they want to force a fight, they have to throw themselves to follow through on Chaknu on the Kufra. That's actually the problem, because even if you follow Chaknu, you're fighting into what? A beacon, a potential final slash, Glorious Pathway. Netsky has all the room in the world to move on the Bruno. And then, of course, Ryzen. Ryzen, if he just looks for an off angle and enters towards that back line of TNC, he's going to shred through someone on this Fanny. So they are still in full control, and they're going to take this purple buff from Zyda.
This reminds you so much of the days where Kufra just got completely countered out by an Arlot or a Ruby. Because all you need is just that brief crowd control that negates the entire idea of a Kufra when they try to go in for an attempt. And you cannot just provide that follow-up, as you mentioned, because you know that even the Kufra would have or find it difficult to get out of whichever position he's put himself in. So I think that's what we're seeing right now for Smart Omega. There's an Arlot, there's a Juicin. So there's just, even that one stun you could use as Perxiva on the high loss, that's pretty much enough, so you could get discouraged to go for the follow-up.
Yeah, there's so basically, if you're thinking about what TNC can do here, Benny Cutie's got to be that guy. We've already seen a preview of his damage. He's got it. I think once when he get fully locked in, 3-Mark.
Okay, he finds the stacks, gets to use the grab, but even the flicker gets to survive. Ryzen not gonna go in, sees the bouncing ball. But still, that's a battle spell.
Yeah, good protection there from Chaknu, but Lord is up. They know the battle spell of 3-Mar's down, and reminded that the last time they got a kill, that's how they did it. 3-Mar had to burn the flicker, so Wind of Nature picked up for Benny Cutie to have some of that sustainability, some of that survivability against Ryzen especially. They'll pull out the Lord here. They're going to actually go ahead and just take a ton of attention from TNC. Meanwhile, Ryzen's working on the base. This is what we've been talking about all game.
No way, right? No way this happens again.
A base turret goes down. TNC, what do they do?
It's hard to check him. It's so hard to check what Ryzen's doing, because Again, you have 4 members who are BPM on front.
Okay, now they're trying to burst down the Lord, but Ryzen makes it just in time. Can Zide actually contest? It's 3 more! Another non-jungle secures it, but Chapnu with the format set, using the Tyrant's Rage, not enough. The damage is not going to be enough. Benny Cutie left alone here up against 3, gets stunned, and that takes him down. A triple for Kapitan Mingwin, and Zaida's all alone.
Yeah, luckily, though, they are going to be the ones who actually secure that Lord. I gotta say, my eyes are. I hate my eyes. I saw the Retributions both went down, and then a second later, the Lord died. So they were both super early, but looks like that won't even matter.
It's only Zaida.
They do not care. It's Netsky locking on the base, and Smart Omega take this 15-minute game.